that we are all going to die. We're all going to die. So, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. So, khutbat al-haja, that frequently the weddings should open with, and frequently our addresses, we open with one of the verses mentioned, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who believe, fear Allah fully, and die not except in a state of Islam. So, die not except as a Muslim. Die not except that you're bringing forth the fruits of Islam. So, as death can come at any time. Death can come at any time. As the poet said, جاء الموت فجأة, that death comes suddenly, without warning. So, if we're going to die in a state of Islam, we have to live in a state of Islam. And if we're living in a state of Islam, we'll be bringing forth the fruits of Islam. The real fruit of Islam. Not the Nation of Islam version, but the real fruit of Islam. And may Allah guide all the brothers who are wrapped up in the Nation of Islam. Allah guide them, complete their journey. So, I don't want to knock them, but just the real fruit of Islam. The fruit of our ibadah, the fruit of sincere and deep faith, the fruit of service to humanity. So we want to focus first of all on those three things. That if one were to ask, what is our purpose here? We can boil it down to three things. One, to serve humanity. That we're here as servants to serve humanity. كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ. You're the best community raised up to serve the people. Nas, not to serve the Muslims, to serve the people in general, to serve humanity, as some of the exegetes mention, and some of them literally say لِخِدْمَةِ النَّاسِ, to serve the people. That as Muslims we should be serving people, we should be helping people, we should be assisting people. Ayyul Islam khair. Which form of Islam is best? And tut'im at-ta'am, that you feed people. So we should be feeding people. وَتُقْرِئَ السَّلَامَ عَلَى مَنْ عَرَفْتَ وَمَنْ لَمْ تَعْرِفْ. That you feed people and you greet people, those you know and don't know. Feeding people, serving people, assisting people, bringing peace and stability to lands. This is what Islam does. And these are things we should be cognizant of. To serve the people. Even before that, to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So sometimes we deviate because we forget what the essence of the religion is all about. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I've only created the jinn and humans that they serve, that they worship me rather. We could translate it that they serve me, because ibadah implies service to the Sayyid. And in this case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That I've only created the jinn and humans that they worship me. إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. So not لِيَعْبُدُونَ, لِيَعْبُدُونِ. That they worship me. And Allah Ta'ala, the next verse makes it clear. A lot of times we become overwhelmed with our livelihood. Say, why isn't the brother coming to the masjid anymore? Why isn't the brother coming to Jum'ah anymore? Because apparently somewhere along the line the brother got in his head, consciously or unconsciously, the idea that we're in this world to make money. So the brother's working 3 or 4 jobs. Or the idea that taking care of his family takes priority over worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's no contradiction between the two. But the next verse, Allah makes it perfectly clear. So, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I've only created the jinn and humans that they worship me. In the next verse, مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ. I don't desire that they take the responsibility for their sustenance. مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ يُطْعِمُونَ. And I don't desire that they feed me. إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ ذُو الْقُوَّةِ الْمَتِينَ. Allah is the provider of sustenance, the possessor of power, the mighty. So Allah Ta'ala is making it clear, Allah has taken responsibility for our sustenance. And Allah will provide. Allah will provide for us. No one will take from this world any more or any less than what Allah has decreed. As one hadith Qudsi mentions, it's not that well known, and I don't know its rating, but Ya ibadi yabna Adam, inni khalaqtuka li'ibadati fala tal'ab. That, oh son of Adam, human, I have created you for my worship, therefore don't play around. Yabna Adam, inni khalaqtuka li'ibadati fala tal'ab. وَقَسَمْتُ لَكَ رِزْقَكَ فَلَا تَطْمَعَ. And I have portioned out what your sustenance in this world is going to be, therefore don't crave for more. Meaning that whatever is destined for you to take from this world, you're going to take it. So don't squander your worship. Don't neglect your worship. Don't fall short in your worship, craving for more than what you need. وَقَسَمْتُ لَكَ رِزْقَكَ فَلَا تَطْمَعَ. So we should focus on this and understand the worship is our number one priority. And we make sure we take care of that before we take care of anything. And if we take care of that, everything else in our worldly affairs are going to be in order. Because Allah Ta'ala will never lead us astray. Allah Ta'ala will never put us in a situation that jeopardizes our well-being by pursuing His worship. Never. So we should focus on that fact. So to serve the people and uplift the people and do positive things for the people, to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be good servants of Allah Ta'ala, to actualize the idea of servitude in our lives, tahqiq al-ubudiyah, to actualize that in our lives, to reinforce the message that I'm a servant of Allah. If we ask you a brief exercise, you could do very quickly, it's a mental exercise. Ask yourself, during the past year, how many situations were you in? And I'll ask myself also, how many situations were we in where Islam dictated that we do such and such, and we failed to do it? Or Islam dictated, the principles and teachings of Islam dictated that we not do such and such, and we did it anyway. So let's think about that. I should have done this or not done that. And I did the opposite, even though I knew it was counter to sound Islamic teachings. Second part of the exercise, ask ourselves, why didn't I do what I was supposed to do? Or why did I do what I was not supposed to do? So think about the reason. Why did I do A when Islamic teachings and principles said I should do B? Or why did I do B when Islamic teachings and principles said I should do A? So think about it. And then the final question, what does that decision say about my nature as a servant of Allah? What does this say about as a slave, a servant of Allah? What does this say about me? Am I approaching life as a servant of Allah, or am I approaching life as a servant to my love, to my nafs, to my soul, to my lower desires? So just something to think about. And thirdly, we should be working for the salvation of our souls. We should be working for the salvation of our souls. كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز وما الحياة الدنيا إلا